Welcome to the 9x12 Method CRM contacts section. This is where you'll be able to access all of your leads and your contacts that you've imported into here. And there's really three ways to add contacts. You can manually add a contact one at a time, where you would type in their business name, information, any of the information that you have on them, you can add, including tags. For example, if you want to tag them all with a specific city that you're targeting, you could target them as Boston and add that tag. You can also choose the stage of the sales pipeline they're in. In most cases, there'll be a new lead. Anything and everything can be edited here, including the ad size that they're particularly interested in. And if you don't have that information yet, you can just leave it at default, and that's no big deal. And then you would just add the contact. Now, in your case, you most likely already have a spreadsheet full of contacts, so you can actually use the import contacts feature, where you'll be able to actually upload from Google Sheets using a Google Sheet URL like this. You would just paste in the Google Sheet URL and make sure that your sheet is shared with anybody with the link can view. Otherwise, it will not work. If you already have contacts in your database, but you want to remove them so that you can replace it with this sheet, you would just flip this switch. But this can't be undone, and it'll delete any contacts that are currently in your database. So all you would do is click Load Sheet. You're going to select the sheet, which I only have one sheet in that actual Google Sheet document. So then you just press import, and it imported all of our documents. And now it's going to ask to add to the 9x12 warming database, which you can click here to learn more about that. Just because this is dummy data, I'm not going to do that, but I recommend you do, just to increase the chances that people respond to you. And again, you can choose to tag all of these contacts at once. I recommend tagging them maybe with the date that you added them or with the town that they're in. I tag with the town that they're in. And now they're added to your contacts, and you can see all of their information. They're all tagged. So the third way to import contacts is to upload a spreadsheet. So instead of integrating with Google Sheets, you can just upload a spreadsheet like a CSV file, and all you would do is just drag and drop the spreadsheet into here. But you have to make sure that you're actually using the template that I provided. So you'd go name, industry, website, phone, email. That way the integration actually works. Okay, so once we've imported all of our contacts, again, you can see them all here. There is a decent amount of functionality here to get what you want. You can search the actual contacts. You can filter contacts by tag. You can also filter by the pipeline stage that they're in. You can also filter by the industry, because you mark them all with a specific industry. You can also favorite contacts, so you mark them with a heart and they'll be favorited. So then you can go over to the favorites tab and they're already there. You can also bulk select contacts, and this is useful if you want to move them all to the next pipeline stage in the sales pipeline. So this is how you would select all of the contacts. Or if you just want to select a few at a time, you just click each one like this. And then you can actually do all sorts of things with these specific contacts you have selected. You could copy all of their emails if you want to bulk email all of them. So if you click that, now they're copied to your clipboard, so you can easily just paste their emails into the Gmail to form. You could also move them to the next stage in the pipeline. So I can move them. If I want to say I've sent the first email to all of these leads, I would just move them to the new lead stage in the pipeline. You can also add tags to all of them at once, to the 3 that you have selected or whatever. And you can also delete or archive those contacts that you have selected. So there's all kinds of bulk selection options. Now, you can also edit contacts by clicking on the contacts card. You can see all of their information here. And you can edit that contact and any contact information in there. You can also add notes to a contact. So when you're clicked on the contact card, for example, I called him today, and you would add that note. And this will show up time-stamped always whenever I go to this contact. So if I leave this contact, Green Networks, and I go back to it, that note will always show up there at the bottom. You can also assign tasks to a contact. So you click on the contact and you click Add Task. That'll remind you to do that task when the time comes, and that'll show up on your Tasks tab.